Harman Dayal, my new co-host. Harman, we're a bit off the rails today, just so you know. We're literally just drinking Crown, so it's a good thing you're driving later. I am not driving today, and neither is.
When are you guys not off the rails? This is awesome. What a conversation to walk into. And by the way, right off the top, I have two things to say. What a final party gift for Faber. 10-1, like just demolishing the Sharks. And second, quads. I was at Tuwassa Mills picking up shoes the other day, and I nearly bought that exact same shacket that you have right there, and it didn't. I bought a different color. So I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing.
No, it's good. It's good. We shouldn't have matching shackets. Faber and I did the matching thing. That was our thing. You and I are going to be well dressed for the show, Harman. And hey, like you and I are going to the studio today. We're very excited. That's a lot of Crown, big guy.
It's my last day.
Okay.
Is it actually Crown?
Yeah, no, we're legitimately drinking Crown. We're a sponsor, and like we were like, can we drink on the show? And our bosses and Crown and everybody was like, yeah, go ahead. Just don't get obnoxious. And
I'll be fine tonight. Just don't come see me around like 9:30 tonight.
Quads, are you old enough to be drinking yet?
That's the number one thing that people in the chat are bringing up. Is, are you old enough to be drinking?
The F guys at the door, like for me serving a minor.
Yeah, I gotta get ID'd.
Hey, if the cops knock, just hide.
Yeah.
I've got the ID to back it up.
Harm, what'd you think of a 10-1 win? Quads wishes that they challenge. What did you think about it? Should they have challenged?
They should have challenged.
No. I mean, just. Do you want Quinn Hughes to get jumped?
Like, that's actually what I said.
If I'm on San Jose and you're gonna challenge me on a 10-1 goal, I'm legit jumping somebody the next shift. But no, I mean, what a statement win. And honestly, of course, the big discussion, the big headline is going to be the star performances, right? Hughes having 5 points, Pettersson dominating, Miller, Besser, but a couple of underrated storylines that I think also are good to see for this team moving forward. Beauvillier and Suter both getting their first goals. I just think from a confidence perspective, to get the monkey off the back, hopefully get the bottom 6 rolling more consistently offensively, I think that's massive. And it just, especially for these guys that are still relatively new to the team, Beauvillier only joining at the trade deadline, Suter trying to make his first impression with the Canucks, it's extra pressure, right? There's already some level of, gripping the stick tightly and feeling a little bit down on yourself and the pressure to score. And then you add, it's a new team, it's a new city, it's a new environment for Suter especially. And I think it's massive to sort of just get that out of the way, not have that in his head anymore. And then also the fact that they were able to begin crushing the Sharks so early, the fact that they were able to manage the top guys' ice time and essentially give them, a much needed breather. Like Quinn Hughes played 18 minutes last night. You look at Pettersson, Miller, Besser, all in the 14 to 15 minute range. Mikheyev still coming back from his ACL surgery. You want to manage his workload under 12 minutes. That's a nice luxury for the Canucks to be able to afford, because their top stars are going to be so influential and so important in continuing to drive the bus.
Anything else you wanted to bring up?
Well,
I
just thought, to add to what Harman just said, there's what you should do as a good co-host. I think what you saw last night was like, it was exactly how you wanted it to go. The Stars put the game away early. Then you got a couple guys in the middle there with Kuzmenko and Mikheyev adding a goal. But then it was all about what you said, the confidence for these guys like Pius Suter and seeing Anthony Beauvillier pot a couple. Like, it feels like when you're in that spot and you're in game 10, the hardest thing to do is just like get that first goal of the season for these guys, especially on like a new team for Pius Suter and Beauvillier. Still, I know he came here last year, but I think for him to start the season, if we would have gone 10 games without a goal, a lot more questions are being asked. So it felt like it was a perfect game. And I said this on Rinkwide yesterday when I was with JPAT, but I know that the Canucks last night wasn't the biggest test, but there was still a level of like, this could be a trap game. It's another thing that they have to pass. It wasn't the hardest test. It was like,
it mattered a hell of a lot more than people not in Vancouver think it did.
Yes. Good point.
This game actually mattered quite a bit, that the Canucks were able to take care of business the way they did. Look, it doesn't mean they're cup contenders, but it does mean that, yeah, they had the good start, but they're also not getting cocky. Like, we've seen this team go on heaters before and then drop a game like this to a bad team. And then all of a sudden you just remember all the bad habits that they have, that they sometimes put away for a night or two, but just kept creeping back. Look, they had a game like this in Philadelphia. Like, they had a game in Philadelphia where we thought they would win, and they came out and had a stinker, and Tocchet quickly nipped that in the bud. And I like that from Tocchet. The fact that they came out the way they did last night, that mattered a hell of a lot more than I think people realize.
See, I'd actually disagree there. Not that it doesn't matter, because I loved seeing the huge W, but for a game to be a trap game, I think the other team has to be sneaky competitive. And what I mean by that is, you look at Philly, for example, that's actually a trap game because, first of all, John Tortorella coach team, they're coming firing out of the gates right away. There is absolutely no passenger there. Plus, that team has legit talent. They've got Couturier, Konechny, Tippett, young guys coming. Travis Sanheim's had a huge bounce back year. Like, quietly, especially up front, that team from lines 1 to 4, you look at what Philly's did to, for example, Edmonton, even that, even though they're a team that's expected to finish in the bottom of the basement, they're still competitive enough to be a trap game. Whereas San Jose, oh my goodness, just watching the level of, from every state of the game, the goaltending, the defense. I mean, like, I love Kyle Burrows, but like, how are we in a world where he's quarterbacking that first unit?
That's
right?
Erik Karlsson's replacement. Like, they replaced Erik Karlsson, who won the Norris, with Kyle Burrows.
Right? So, I mean, the way I look at it is the Sharks were just so bad on paper that I don't think it was a trap game anyway, but I still love to see the way the Canucks performed. And to go back to, Faber, what you were mentioning about Suter and Beauvillier, I mean, imagine in that type of goal parade, how down on yourself you'd feel if you somehow didn't get your first goal.
Right.
Well, Faber took a drink. The Betway Bets of the Day over at Canucks Army that Nikhil wrote, he's like, I can't believe Quinn Hughes didn't get over 2.5 shots. Like, he finished the night with 2 shots. He took 2 shots in the first period and didn't register a shot on goal the rest of the game.
I'm pretty sure my friend built a parlay on, and like, the only thing he needed to hit this massive parlay to 10x, whatever he'd bet, was Quinn Hughes over 2.5 shots. So there were texts in the group chat last night where a lot of people seem to be lamenting Quinn Hughes not getting that third shot.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did that because he's been averaging like 3.9 shots a game.
Should have just followed what we were doing. I hit you with a plus 500 parlay yesterday, and it hammered.
Everybody's got to be watching this show, and they will be on Monday when Harman's my new co-host.
Let me get a couple of questions into Harm here as the new co-host. Harm, 5 days a week, something you've never done before. What are you most worried about doing 5 shows a week?
Most worried about? Honestly, not really worried about a lot. I mean, obviously it's going to be an adjustment. It's going to be a learning curve, but I also think the consistency of how often you're doing it, we're going to build chemistry really fast, I feel like. And especially having had, some chemistry with you guys in the past. And, I've always felt coming on the pod, whether it's doing hits like this, like, these are the types of conversations, even though it's technically like a podcast or recorded, like it's the type of conversation we'd have at the rink anyway. It just feels like friends just shooting the breeze. And that's why I feel like it'll be relatively seamless. I mean, for me, it's just going to be making sure that I am, between this, between writing Canucks and also sprinkling in national, just going to be making sure I get enough sleep every night. That's honestly my biggest worry.
I agree. Sleep's big. You know me, you got to get 5 hours a night. I always tell you.
You put in the chat. My drink is a double plus for sure. I'm starting to feel it. We're gonna need Harman to come save us this show.
No, we'll be all right. We got lots of time left here.
Yeah. Okay. Harman.
I'm feeling good, Bryce. I see Bryce in the chat.
Bryce is in the chat.
I'm feeling good. What's wrong with that?
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Harman, Saturday night against Dallas. Is that going to be the Canucks' toughest test of the season to this point?
Dallas has played 3 games. I think that'll be the 3rd game in 4 nights. So from a rest perspective, that definitely favors the Canucks. I mean, absolutely. Looking at the way Dallas is rolling on paper, it's probably the best, I guess, team that they've played, especially because Edmonton never really got going. But you know what? I'm cautiously optimistic, right? Because the Rangers were also rolling and have continued to roll. You look at their record, and the Canucks played them last Saturday on their second leg of a back-to-back. And credit to the Canucks for a really strong 5-5 performance. Now, I think the challenge against Dallas is going to be a little bit different than New York, because New York has feasted on the power. Like, it's a different type of challenge because The Rangers have such an elite power play, and that's where they essentially won the game. The Stars right now are the opposite. Their power play is terrible right now, but 5-on-5, they're a much more dynamic team in creating offense. So it's going to be a tougher, even strength defensive sort of challenge for the Canucks, and that's going to be sort of interesting to see. But I'm not too worried about it because I mean the Canucks are feeling confident right now, and again Dallas is going to be a little bit tired, hopefully. So
I think it's a good situation for the. You kind of touched on it. Like these are teams that I mean, with the Dallas Stars, I mean, you're looking at one of the better teams in the NHL right now by record. But so are the Vancouver Canucks. So like Saturday is setting up to be a very fun one. I'm expecting it to be the fullest we've seen that building probably at Rogers Arena this season. After the Canucks putting up a 10 spot as well. So very much looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to catching as many shows as I can with you guys down the road. Some changes to the schedule, maybe?
Yeah, everybody already. I guess we didn't announce it.
You might want to announce that
2
because
p.m.
if you're starting on
2
Monday.
p.m. next week, starting next week, Monday to Friday. We're not going to have this 1:30 stuff and 1 o'clock random days. It's going to be 2 p.m. every single day, live on the Canucks Army YouTube channel and live from the Sheraton Wall Center. That's the really exciting part.
Yeah, that's right.
We get the new studio. Harman and I are going to go after the show today to check it out. And then Sunday, we're going for a little lunch. Little lunch, the three of us, me, Grady, and Harman, to talk about the new show. We're very excited. Someone wants me to do a shot. How many are actually in here? Like, what did you actually pour me here?
That's no more than a triple, for sure.
No more than a triple.
No.
That's why I'm Harman. This guy, man. This guy. He knows the double gets me going.
Well, the bottle's got a dent in it, but
I gotta try to walk to Harman's car after this. I don't even know what he drives. I'm gonna be walking around Pacific Boulevard wearing my shacket.
I'll be good. I'll call my wife's parents after this. I'm fine. I'm whatever I want. I'm good.
Anyways, okay, Harman. Final thoughts? Anything to close out?
I just can't wait to see what state you're in, Quads, in about 30 minutes when I come pick you up, because you're clearly not stopping, and I'm excited. I feel like this might go off the rails, but in a funny way. So.
Yeah, I think it will go off the rails.
Faber, make sure he can stand, okay? Don't leave him out on the road alone.
There's one thing we've done on this show in 492 episodes. It's not straight away from the rails very often. We keep it on the track all the time.
Right. Yeah,
all the time. Never have messed around.
People are pointing out that I'm a lightweight. Yeah, I'm a lightweight.
Yeah.
I'll
tell a story about
any shame in that.
We'll let Harm go on this. Well, Harm, appreciate you jumping on. I'm pumped to see what you guys are able to. Not necessarily. I'm not super excited about Monday's show. Y'all can do whatever you want, but I'm excited to watch it grow. Right, like watch what you guys can grow with this show. Built a lot of really fun things in the first 492 episodes, and I feel so great handing it off to you, Harm. I think you're going to crush it in this role, so I'm excited about it.
Thank you so much, Faber. Can't wait to see what you do with the Canucks as well.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. There's Harman Dayal, the new co-host of Canucks Convo, taking over 2 o'clock